Okay, I'm just leaving my cabin here, and today we are out here on this 2024 Revival Hydra Glide. All right, so that is not my cabin. This is not my bike. This bike belongs to Speedway Harley-Davidson, but we're out here doing a review ride today, and I'll tell you right now, I was surprised. But let's go over a few of the specs of this motorcycle. So I'm not sure if y'all know, but this bike was inspired by the 1956 FLH, and I feel like they did a great job at recreating this motorcycle. It also resembles Elvis's 1956 KH. I don't know if y'all have seen that before. Boop, there it is on the screen. Looks just like that to me. So this is definitely a showpiece of a motorcycle. It's actually on the Softail platform. Basically, it's a heritage that looks really good. You've got the Milwaukee 8 114 motor in here, putting out 119 foot-pounds of torque and 94 horsepower. You got this stylish gas tank, and I mean that tank looks good. It's 5 gallons, and it's gonna get you 47 miles to the gallon. You got 1.5 cubic feet of storage between the two bags, and as you can see, they're definitely rigid bags here. And the bags are stylish too. Everything about this bike looks good, especially if you're one of those people who love that classic look or that classic Harley-Davidson styling from back in the day. This is where it's at, and it's one of my favorite colors. You've got this two-tone windscreen that actually provides you with quite a bit of wind deflection. Like you don't feel no wind to that torso. Right there it says Hydra Glide. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. That seat right there is perfect for a big old booty. That seat feels good. That's a massive seat right there, but it's comfortable and it's stylish. You got plenty of chrome. You got the chrome spokes there. You got chrome all over the motor, and it's backed by all of this black powder coating. I mean, this bike looked good all the way around, but I feel like I've been standing here long enough slobbering over this motorcycle, and I'm not a person who is like a fan of classic looking motorcycles, but it's probably because it's red. It's probably because it's red. I love this bike. Let's get on here and ride. All right, let's go. So as you can see, this is a Hydra Glide Revival. This is a number 786 out of 1,750 of these units. You've even got this cool little leather braided tassel right here. Hopefully y'all can see that. So this bike comes with everything you could possibly need on it. Over here, you got your stop and run switch, your ignition, your hazards, and then you got your left turn signal. On this side, you've got the option to cycle through your display right here, which it has all the same features as all the other Softails. If you want me to go through it real quick, here it is. You press it once, you get your miles. Press it again, you get trip A, trip B. Then you're going to get your remaining mileage to this tank of fuel. You're going to get a clock that's actually set on here. You get your RPM gauge, and you're back to mileage, and your gas is right there. Right here, you've got an analog speedometer, and that's basically it. Right here, you got your high and your low beam. You also got these, I call them driving or fog lights button. You've got cruise control as well, and you got this beautiful horn. You'll always get a little bit of rumble out of a Milwaukee 8. But the sound of these motors with your stock exhaust does not do it justice to the amount of performance these bikes put out. A great way to enhance your riding experience is to throw a set of slip-ons on here. I usually suggest throwing on a full exhaust system on your motorcycle, but with this classic look, I wouldn't want to ruin the look of this bike. So I would suggest a good set of chrome slip-ons that sound good, that almost still look classic, like the ones that are on here. I think Python makes something similar. That would be a great addition to this motorcycle, just to get that sound out of it. This bike will dip in the corner like nobody's business. Your Softail Heritage, which I feel like this bike is built on that platform, is one of the best riding Harleys in my opinion, as far as for comfort, as far as how long you can spend in the saddle, as far as how they come set up in their stock configuration. I'm 6 feet tall. The bar height is perfect for me. The seating position is perfect. They're letting me go. Thank you. Everything about this bike is extremely comfortable. You got your floorboard, so that way you can adjust your leg position from time to time, like if you're catching a cramp when you're doing some longer rides. And the most important thing is you got plenty of torque out of this motorcycle. This motorcycle comes with a very different tachometer. You're just getting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 13, which I don't think this bike can do 130 miles per hour. Pretty sure, unless you unlock it. Got to unlock that ECU to be able to get that type of speed. Now let's talk about that elephant in the room situation, that big butt seat. It only comes with a solo seat, but this seat is extremely comfortable. This seat you can be on for extended periods of time. You've got that soft tail suspension with that monoshock in the rear, and this large, well-cushioned seat, so you won't feel any discomfort in your backside, and that helps reduce some of that pain that you would get in your lower back from riding for extended periods of time, at least in my opinion, in my experience. Now we've got this massive windshield up front, which I don't hate. I usually don't like windshields, but I do like it on here. It goes with the styling of the motorcycle, and it's blocking every ounce of wind that's coming to my torso. Of course, I'm catching wind on my arms and my hands a little bit, but as far as my torso, I'm not feeling any type of things that would give me any type of wind fatigue. Now remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I can look over the windshield or through the windshield, and this windshield doesn't have any distortion, which a lot of aftermarket windshields, I noticed they have a lot of distortion in them. This one, I don't see any distortion whatsoever. But the cool part is I'm not even feeling that wind that I typically would feel to the top of my helmet. I'm not catching any wind buffeting to my helmet at all. I can turn to either side. I don't even hear that wind. Now, as far as performance and acceleration, it's all here. It's a Milwaukee 8114 motorcycle. All you do is roll on that throttle and you'll get all that performance out of here. This bike is an amazing looking and amazing performing machine. I love the classic styling of this motorcycle, probably because it's red. Kind of almost reminds me of Christine the car as well, and that's one of my favorite movies from back in the day. Got a lot of favorite movies, I'm realizing that. And this is one eye-catching motorcycle. There's not going to be a lot of these on the road. You think about it, there's only going to be 1,750 of them. So if someone gets their hands on this and they're looking for a really classic motorcycle, you definitely got one of the best revivals that's been released so far. I feel like this is one of the best revivals they have released so far. Now, as you can see, the bike handles the curves, the roads, the twisties, the everything tremendously well. You can do multiple things with this bike. You can use it as a city rider. You can take it cross country because it's extremely comfortable and you got some storage. You can do some touring on this bike. You can even probably take this bike up into the mountains and do a little bit, I wouldn't say a lot because you got these floorboards and they're definitely going to end up scraping, but you can do a little bit of canyon carving on this baby. I wouldn't suggest doing it. I mean, it's a revival icon motorcycle. You wouldn't want anything to happen to this beauty. But if you're just taking a nice cruise to the mountains, riding along some beautiful streams, just taking in the scenery, I can't see anything better to do it on than this. And if you want that really peaceful, quiet ride, you can do it without even throwing some slip-ons on. It's not a bad ride right now. It's actually nice enjoying some of the silence, and you can still hear a little bit of that motor, but it's not too overwhelming. This is one of those bikes which you could potentially be happy with without upgrading anything on it. Of course, that's if you're not me. I like loud. My cars are loud, my truck is loud, all my bikes are loud, my mini bike is loud, everything's loud. So I definitely would throw a set of slip-ons on here. Maybe I'd get some that's a little bit toned down, a little less, to where I'm getting a little bit of that Harley grumble out of there, but not nothing that's like neighbor hater status. But it's quite windy right here. I can feel it on my hands, but I'm not catching that wind to my torso or to my helmet, which is extremely nice. Now right here, I am definitely feeling some serious kicks in the wind, and the bike is well planted and handling it tremendously well. All right, let's see how she handles that curve. Oh yeah. This is an amazing riding machine, and it should be. Heritages ride tremendously well. It's just that this one has a little bit more of that classic styling. I feel like the Heritage is a bike that was designed to have a classic style to it, but it didn't go all the way classic like this one. This one takes you all the way back. It takes you to another era with still having that modern feel to it. And I think they make some like shovel head covers for your motor, which would really set this bike off. That would be something that would be pretty cool, to throw some shovel head engine parts on here to make the engine look like a shovel head. That would be awesome. I wonder if anyone has thought of that or done it already. Oh yeah, you got everything on this bike that basically insinuates a beautiful ride. You got good braking. The brakes are solid. You got that monoshock that you don't even need to upgrade. A lot of people upgrade their monoshocks. You don't need to on here, because I would hope you're not doing any crazy performance riding. You don't want that gap in the rear. That would just look stupid. This bike handles so well. Yeah, I would definitely suggest taking a ride on one of these, and not necessarily even this. You can ride a Heritage and you'll get that same experience out of your motorcycle. You're just getting a better look if you were to look at this. But again, these are rare. These are probably a little bit difficult to come across. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification. I have been striving to get my subscriber count up way more than it is right now, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're commenting. That helps the channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Go follow Speedway Harley Davidson's channel. I did a review of this bike on there as well. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. But oh yeah, I forgot to say it. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I would own this bike, I'd give it a 7, just because it's not my style of bike.